Don't open that yet.
I know. I will try my best. Welcome back to Cheap Drinks and Real Estate. My name's Jason Kaufman with the Kaufman Home Group at Heron Real Estate.
I'm Adam Pearsall, owner and mortgage broker of AP Finity Mortgage.
And Adam, there has been a lot of people that have been calling me recently with regards to investment properties and stuff like that. And a lot of these people are self-employed.
I'm excited for this episode.
I know, me too. Because this is a newer product that we're going to be going over, DSCR loans.
I almost grabbed the drink, by the way.
You're really excited for that drink.
I am excited for the drink. Keep going. I'm sorry.
DSCR loans, which are a great tool for investors. So if you're looking at investing or you're self-employed, certain scenarios,
you want a beach house?
This is the episode that you'll want to stay tuned for.
Yeah.
But first, as always, we have to start off with our cheap drink.
Hold
on. For 3 weeks in a row, I'm going the Aldi route.
Aldi.
All right.
This guy's killing me.
I promise from now on, I will try and stay away from Aldi drinks, but this one was just too good to pass up.
I'm picking up the next cheap drink.
Okay.
It's on me.
It's on you.
It won't be from Aldi.
Well, this one was possibly the lowest price in its class. And you know how hard iced teas are sweeping the nation. Everybody's now coming out with hard iced teas. Well, Aldi came out with their own hard iced tea. It is called the All Play Hard Iced Tea. It comes in 4 flavors. It is original, half and half, which is half tea, half lemonade, raspberry, and peach. I grabbed the raspberry. You have the half and half.
The Arnold Palmer.
It's 5% alcohol. The problem with these that I find with teas is they're way too easy to drink because there's no carbonation. Yeah. But the biggest thing with these is it was a 12-pack for $11.49.
Under $1 a beer.
Under $1 each. Now, if you look at some of the other iced teas and stuff, you're talking $20 for an 18-pack.
Right.
For under $12 for a 12-pack, that's unheard of.
Can't beat it.
No.
All right.
It doesn't, again, with all these stuff, it doesn't have any information on what type of calorie content, how many carbs, anything like this. So this might be pure sugar. I have no idea.
We talked about it. They don't give you anything on these cans from Aldi, man. It's kind of funny. However, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy. That's our PSA for the day.
Yep.
I want to try this thing.
If you're pregnant, don't drink.
It's hot out.
It is hot. Oh, welcome to June.
Welcome to June.
In Florida.
Happy June. It's summer, man.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so I have the half and half, and then the raspberry guy over here.
And as usual, we will rate these at the end. We can kind of clue in certain things, but we'll save our rating for the very end.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Do you know who's coming to concert in Tampa? I've talked about lots of stuff with regards to different album drops and stuff like
Concerts,
that. But my oldest son was so excited about this.
If you've paid attention to any of our episodes in the past and you've been a long time listener, my first guess would be like 21 Pilots.
Mm-mm. It's not 21 Pilots because my oldest son is kind of out of the whole 21 Pilots thing.
Okay.
So now it's mostly me.
Okay.
I still listen to him a lot. But he is now into Yeezy himself.
Yeezy.
Kanye West.
Oh.
Kanye West is coming to concert in Tampa June 26th. And we went online to get tickets for this concert. When we got online into the waiting room just to get tickets, there was 1 million people in the waiting room.
And you got one? You got
We
tickets?
got 5 tickets.
No way.
It cost us a good amount of money, but we got 5 tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you a Kanye fan?
I am not.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really listened
My
to
oldest
Kanye.
son is, there's still a question of maybe he will just go with his friend. We'll drop him off and we'll go do something else.
Yeah.
Not completely sure, but we got tickets.
Nice.
We have tickets.
Nice.
So, but even more exciting than Kanye
Yeezy
is the opportunity to invest in real estate in the state of Florida.
That's
or
right.
throughout the country. And a lot of investors have issues because they already own a house. They might have some qualification problems, or they're self-employed And a lot of self-employed people write off a ton of stuff in taxes.
Yeah.
So they show like zero income or
Right.
very little income. So a lot of people are like, well, what am I supposed to do? And it used to be like you have to go with hard money loans, which are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hard money loans, high interest rates,
Fees, junk.
fees, all kinds of stuff.
Not even really feasible.
But then I know we have been talking about this quite a bit. We've had a few clients together that are on these new DSCR loans.
Yeah.
Which are sweeping the whole investment.
They're the rage, man.
They're
awesome.
Yeah.
This product is awesome. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to use it because we've got some things going on personally where we're looking at using this product.
And we've discussed together a few times about investing in a couple properties and stuff because that's something I've always wanted to do. I haven't invested in anything, but I think it's time that I start looking into it.
So look, let me give you a quick breakdown on it, right? So DSCR, what does that even stand for?
I don't know. What does
that? That is a debt service coverage ratio is what DSCR stands for. Okay. Now, whether you're a first time investor, you're thinking, look, I've owned a house for a little while now, would love to have an investment property. Would love to have an Airbnb out at the beach that me and my wife could use once in a blue moon. Other than that, rent it out, whether you do it long-term or short-term, whatever your goals are with owning real estate in some type of investment capacity, these DSCR loans are amazing for it. What they allow you to do essentially is qualify without any income qualification. So you do not have to provide pay stubs. You don't have to provide tax returns, W-2s. We don't care about your income because you're qualifying solely based on the servicing of the property, how much money it will make you in the rental market and in the rental sector, I would say. So that's the overview of this product. We're going to break it down, right?
And before we break it down, I know a lot of agents that I've spoken with, and especially when I go in and make an offer and they ask for pre-approval and what type of loan they're getting and everything like that. And I've talked with the agent about these DSCR loans, other agents about DSCR loans, and a lot of them are like, oh man, we're going back to 2006, 2007, where we had no doc loans and it just caused the market crash and all that stuff. So I want to make sure that we kind of tie that in to ensure that we are speaking as to why that is not what's going on here.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that we keep that in the back of our mind.
Keep that in mind, yeah.
Because I know I think we've talked about this before, but when I was in mortgages back in 2006 through 2008, I was selling a lot of those loans where you had no income qualification at all. It was
subprime.
It was basically, they want to buy, a person out in California wants to buy a $4 million house. And I'm like, well, you only make $100,000. And he's like, yep. And I'm like, you need to make $250,000 or $300,000. And I'm like, so do you make $250,000 to $300,000? He's like, I can't show it on paper. I'm like, do you make that amount?
Right, yeah.
And he's like, sure. Yep. I'm like, perfect. No document. Your
stated income,
everything like that. So I want to make sure that we.
No, this is not like that at all.
Okay.
So, look, this is all based on, first of all, there's skin in the game. Those loans that were being written back then, we were all doing those. You could do them with almost no money down.
Right.
Too, right?
Yeah.
There was zero skin in the game.
A lot of the time, interest only, sometimes reverse.
Negative AM. Yeah. So yeah, crazy products. None of that is around. But these DSCR loans, look, like I said, whether you want to get into investing for the first time or you're a seasoned investor, the worst part about this product is flat out that not enough people know about it. Yeah. I mean that sincerely, because it is super powerful, and it is a great way to build a portfolio or get one to just get started.
Just to get started.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, what do we want to talk about? How do we want to go on this? You want to say?
So let's say I'm an investor.
Yep.
And I have a house that I want to purchase for $350,000, and I'm planning on renting that out.
Yeah.
How can I qualify if I am self-employed?
Mm-hmm.
I write off a bunch of stuff on taxes, so I'm showing very little income.
Mm-hmm.
What is the qualification?
Yep.
How does it work based off of a $350,000 purchase?
Yeah. So the first thing is that the main part of this is the collateral, right? The down payment that's going to need to be put up. The asset, I shouldn't say collateral. The down payment that's going to need to be put up. These loans require the minimum down payment that's out there on DSCR right now is 15%. So you have to put 15% down.
Do you have to have a certain credit score for that?
So you do. So it does vary a little bit. Usually, if you want to go under 20% down, so if you want to go to 15% down, you're looking somewhere between 700, 720 as your minimum FICO score.
Okay.
Other than that, DSCRs, you can qualify with credit scores. Generally, the floor is about 680. I won't say there aren't options below 680. But they get expensive, and you're paying for it. So having a good credit score is super helpful with this product. It's going to ensure you get a good rate, and then obviously you need the money down. But again, being self-employed doesn't matter. Being a W-2 employee doesn't matter, because literally when you fill out the application for these loans, we don't even have you fill that out. We don't know where you work or what you do for a living. We don't care, because the debt service coverage ratio is what's going to dictate whether you qualify. So to break that down and make it really easy to kind of understand, let's use really simple terms. Let's not even start with the $350,000 mortgage. Okay. Let's say you're buying a place, and you're going to have a monthly payment of $1,000. Okay. There's two options here. If you're going to do a short-term rental, okay, then we can utilize what's called an Air DNA report. And
I'm guessing an Airbnb type of DNA report.
It is sort of, yeah. So it's utilized it's accepted, right? And what it does is it's a breakdown of confidence. It tells them the confidence in the rental value of the property for the area that it's in. It tells you the estimated cash flow to be expected for the property, etc. So on a short-term rental, you can use this Air DNA report, or you can utilize the appraisal that comes with what's called a 1007, which is the rent schedule that can be attached, that's done by the appraiser.
And rent schedule is that estimated rent?
That's correct. Okay. That's right. So that's the estimated rent that's done by the appraiser. He does a rent analysis for the neighborhood, what our home's rented for, what is the income that's being generated, and they provide that report. When those come in, ultimately, you're looking for a DSCR ratio or a debt service ratio, I should say, of 1. And that would be if the monthly payment is $1,000, you're looking for the rent for that property to be $1,000 or above. In other words, it's going to cover the monthly payment or exceed it.
Okay.
Congratulations, you get the house.
Wow. It's that easy?
It's that easy. It's a pretty wild
credit score, down payment, and rent schedule of at monthly payment or above.
Correct. Yep. Does the debt cover the ratio, right? Does the debt service coverage ratio? That's why it's called that. So literally, as long as a property breaks even, there is products that are available for if you want to buy one, and you want to be able to fix it up, and it doesn't quite come to that 1-to-1 ratio where it's evening out. You can even go down to 50%. In other words, the expected rent income could be $500. The payment's $1,000. There's products for that. You do pay for it a little bit in the interest rate, but that would allow you to potentially buy a little bit of maybe a distressed property, whether it's at the beach or in a desirable area or wherever it is, and fix it up, and be able to utilize that loan to do it, even though knowing that right now it's not necessarily going to generate the income you want. But once you fix it up, you put it up there, and you know this could be a cash cow, you have the opportunities for that too.
Now, knowing this scenario and this type of unique loan, I'm sure the interest rates are obscene. I mean, I know hard money loans are typically way up there. So this
12,
has to
13%.
Yeah, so this has to be way high.
Yeah, and they're not. So that's what's awesome about this product is we're actually finding clients. You and I have had examples of this already with,
I know, I was
with
kind
clients.
of leading you into this.
You were. But where we find these products, depending on how much you're putting down, if you're willing to do 25% down or more, and even with 20% down, sometimes these products are outpricing regular conventional investment loans.
That's insane.
It's insane. So it's so powerful. So we talk to these people sometimes and we say, to the clients, and we tell them, we're like, hey, look, I know you applied for this and you do actually qualify for this, even if you want to qualify for it the traditional conventional route of buying an investment property. We'll say, but look, there's another option here. And actually the rate's a little bit better, and we can do this. And by the way, this loan can be done in about 9 days.
That's insane.
7 days. So they're
basically
super
the
fast.
only thing that you're waiting on at that point is the appraisal.
That's it. I mean, really, the documentation generally that we need to do this loan that we request from the borrower is that I need a copy of your driver's license. I need a copy of your asset statements so I can show you have the money for the down payment, and closing costs to be able to buy the
Wow.
property. And that's it.
So if you've got the cash up front, you've got the credit score, it's a no-brainer at that point.
It really is. And like I said, and the interest rates are good. So it is super powerful.
So no having to go through all your past taxes, get all those together, your W-2s,
Nope.
your proof of income, your bank statements, everything like
Right.
that. You don't need
Nope.
anything.
Not your debt to income ratio doesn't matter, right? Like I already own my primary residence. That's covering, most of my income, with my other bills, whatever it may be. It does not matter. None of that comes into play.
Wow.
It is simply based off of the income that can be generated off the property that you're buying and the monthly payment debt that is being generated by that property.
Huh.
That's it.
Now, what about like if you are talking like an Airbnb type of scenario?
Yep.
Does it build in there? I know we kind of touched on the air DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
So does it build in there with the expectation of having vacancy times, like during certain times of the year and everything like that? So do they factor that in when they're factoring?
It does. So it's actually a pretty detailed report when you get them. And the 1007 is kind of the same way, right? Whether it's long-term or short-term, it kind of breaks that down. And we provide that report. The client gets to see it. They can see it and say, hey, this is the expected, vacancy or the expected income that it is. Again, it gives you that confidence score. And this also, because they're so simple, doesn't replace the need for a good realtor, right? Because these reports aren't perfect, right?
Right.
Do you go on Zillow to price your home and figure out that's exactly what it's worth?
Right.
No. Does it give you an estimate? Yes. Any type of report's going to do that. So you still want to do some homework. You still want to do some research.
Make sure that the investment that you're actually going into is going to actually pan out. You're not going to be losing money. So,
right.
I mean, a good realtor, if you're looking at it as far as an investment perspective and you're just getting into investing in real estate and you plan on renting this place out,
Mm-hmm.
a good agent is going to make sure that they provide you with the market analysis on that property for the value of the property itself, but then take it a step deeper and see what the expected rent is.
Yep.
Either if you're going monthly rent for a lease term or if you're doing short-term Airbnbs. Agents, we are designed to actually build that portfolio for you so that you can actually see what the expectations are.
Yep.
And then we'll compare it to the same house in the same condition, or if you throw a little bit of money into it, then what you can actually be looking at as far as rental possibilities at that point.
Right. Yep. And there are there's really endless kind of options with this. It allows you to really look into a house that you may want to get into investing on, and with little legwork, find out if you can actually get into investing. If that makes sense. So
let's say I want to buy it for my personal residence.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be investment?
It does.
So it has to be.
So it is just for investment properties.
Okay.
Yep. 100%.
So it's not anything that you're going to plan on living in or anything like that.
You're not buying it with a primary residence. It can't be a primary residence. It is simply an investment loan.
Got it.
That is for it. And again, now you can have it a little bit, as a second home in some scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because like if you're doing the short term, the short-term rental program on it doesn't mean that you can't utilize it if you want to buy a condo at the beach, like we had a client just recently do. So you can do that.
That he is Airbnb-ing it out, and it's actually doing quite well.
Yeah, it's crushing it. Yeah. So and the loan was ridiculously easy. I mean, it was so fast. There's nothing to them. They do feel too good to be true, and they're great. Just so you know, for the more experienced investors out there too, these products, generally the investors will let you go up to having about 20 properties with one investor. It tends to be about the cap. There are some that'll let you go above that, but you could do up to 20 of these.
Wow. And then, so if you have an LLC, can you run it under the LLC?
Yes, that is one of the huge key points of this, is that traditional financing does not allow you to close in the name of an LLC.
Right.
Can't do it. And technically, if you switch it even after you close on it, theoretically, they could call the note due and say, hey, that's against the rules of the mortgage. You can't do that. Wow. Notes due. You have to refinance, pay us off, figure something out to do because you broke the rules. With these products, you absolutely can close in the name of the LLC right up front from the beginning. There's no additional fees to that. There's no additional rate to that or anything. It's just an option for you. So
now
it's unbelievable.
I want to go one step further and then clean it all up. But I know a lot of investors will utilize the equity from a other house
Yep.
to purchase
The
and
next one.
invest the next investment
Yeah.
property. So while in the scenarios like that, it's a little bit cheaper to purchase the property utilizing the HELOC, but is it more beneficial? Do you see it, or do you think that this would be the better option to actually go through that? Because I mean, HELOCs, you're talking a higher interest rate on those compared
Yeah, and
to
the variables. So there's so many different options with it where you can actually what you can do if you're already an investor, let's say, and you have an investment property that you bought on a traditional investment conventional loan,
Mhm.
right? And you want to be able to refinance that property in lieu of taking a HELOC out
Mhm.
or whatever the case may be. Because generally, a lot of times you can't take a HELOC out on an investment property. It's kind of the funny thing. You have to do a cash out refinance. There are some there are a little bit of wiggle room in that, but generally you cannot. So what's cool about this product is you can do a cash out refinance on a DSCR loan. You can do a regular refinance on a DSCR loan. Again, it just has to be an investment property that you're doing it on. But if you already have a portfolio, do a cash out DSCR loan on that one, take the cash from that one, use it for the down payment for the next one, and keep going and build yourself a rental portfolio.
It sounds like a no-brainer.
It's awesome. It is the coolest product.
That's awesome.
It's super powerful. Not enough people know about it. And the people that do know about it, that are seasoned investors or people that I know that have just gotten into it in the last, 12 months, 18 months, they're already looking for another one. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And
I know there was a couple of properties that we discussed, and I actually reached out to you with regards to, well, how much would we be looking at on the DSCR loan? And I was amazed by what the possibilities were there. So if you're an investor, new, old, seasoned, whatever, and you want to get into it, this is a great product.
And you'll be amazed at what the interest rates are. You would think in your mind, if you're a seasoned investor, you would think in your mind where they're going to be. I'm not even going to mention rates, but I can tell you right now you can definitely get in there with 20% down, sub 7%.
And that's insane because, again, any investment loan, even if you're talking like a second mortgage or a second home and stuff like that unconventional, you're typically talking above that.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. So if you're into investing, want to get into investing, contact myself, Adam. Adam's the guy for the DSCR loans. If you have questions with regards to properties that you might be interested in, feel free to contact me.
Yep.
DSCR sounds like a great option for just about everybody looking.
And we'll help you with strategy. If you've never done this before, it's something that you just want to discuss, give us a call. We love talking about this stuff. We're nerds for it, right? So call us. We'll talk through it. You don't have to necessarily be ready to buy one. Call us. Let us educate you on it. Let's go through it. We can help you even with getting with the right connections to set up your LLC, all of those things.
If you have questions with regards to legality purposes, we both have connections to real estate attorneys, stuff like that. So we can point you in the right direction regardless of the question. We can find the answer or not pass you, but get you in contact with the right person.
Yeah.
But one thing you may not always want to trust our opinion on is our rating on the cheap drinks. Did you like my segue into that?
But I didn't trust your choice with picking the raspberry one.
I know. I just didn't want to do the same one. That would have been my choice, but I went with the raspberry. And I'll tell you what. I've had Sun Cruisers. I've had the Good Boy or whatever it is, the John Daly ones.
Yeah.
I've had Mike's Hard. No,
well, that's not
tea.
That's
what's
lemonade.
The
Twisted Tea? Twisted Tea. That's what I'm.
Yeah, but Twisted Tea is like high sugar and stuff. They don't have like a low sugar option. This one's right up there, in my opinion. I actually enjoy it quite a bit.
So they all taste the same to me. I don't drink these on the regular, like the teas and stuff. But when I have one, it's alcohol infused tea.
Yeah,
that's like my take on it. So like, it's not bad.
No,
it definitely
for sub $12 for a 12-pack.
Yeah,
skip the high price ones.
That's what I'm saying. The teas are the one where like I'd definitely buy the cheap one because they generally all taste about the same, and that's how this is. So it's good.
Yeah,
I would absolutely, if I wanted the hard teas, okay, I would definitely buy this product.
I actually enjoy the hard teas if I'm like at the beach and just sitting at the beach all day, just because I don't know what it is. It's just what I enjoy. But if you need to actually give it your rating, again, we rate everything on a scale of 1 to 10. We can say that's a buy, but what's your rating?
It's definitely a buy. It's middle of the road. I'm not a hard T guy, so I'm just gonna go with the average score in the middle. I'm gonna say it's a 7.
Oh, that's better than what I thought you were going to give it.
Rookie score too.
I'm going to give it
7.
I'm going to give it an 8.6.
Yeah, all right.
8.6.
You're a tea drinker, so
yeah.
or the hard tea drinker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink them all the time, but if I do, I don't like to spend $20 on an 18 pack.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay $11, $12 for a 12 pack.
Yeah,
because they go down way too quick.
Yeah, I don't hate it at all. It's just if I'm going to have an alcoholic beverage, I'm not buying a hard tea.
Yeah.
So that's where so trust his rating more than mine on this one.
But
it's pretty good.
I promise from here on out, we'll try and keep the Aldi stuff to a minimum because there's a lot more options out there. We used to always go into, I'd always find the clearance stuff at ABC and Brody's. But we'll bring some new ones next episode.
Yeah.
And you're buying next time.
Yeah, it's on me.
Yeah.
Tune in next time, guys. We'll see you soon. Look, go buy an investment property. Get in the game.
Yes.
Man, there's so much money that is made in real estate, right?
But make sure you're making the wise choice as far as where you're buying, what you're buying, and what you're getting into, because the last thing you want to do is buy an investment property and then have it fail miserably. So make sure that the market is there for it.
Yeah.
Again, as always, any questions, reach out to us. Our phone numbers are always in the description. Yep. That's direct to us. It's not to a computerized system. That's actually to our cell phones.
That's right.
So
emails
shoot
us an email.
Yep.
So let us know, guys. We'll see you next time.
And until next time, thanks for tuning in. Cheap drinks and real estate.
Cheers.
Have a great day. Cheers. I'm empty.
That's right.